Hello lovelies, I'm Lesley. This is the Not Quite Enough Distance vlog, a weekly vlog of my limited adventures during COVID and coronavirus and the Rona and whatever you want to call it. Hello everyone, how are we? Hope everyone's okay. Thank you for all the comments and all the thoughts and observations. You know how much I appreciate them, so thank you. It's Wednesday before I've recorded this week. I'd like to say I've been very busy and important, but that's not true. Just time's gone this week. So I had my second vaccination. She said tapping her arm because it's still a little bit delicate. So I've had my second jab. I will be hopefully as immunised as I'm going to be within a couple of weeks, so that's good news. Dog's had her hair cut, so she's gone from very fluffy. She was very fluffy. Really cute, but she looked like a little sheep. And now she looks very slim and trimline and all neat. Until, you know, 5 minutes later, because she's a dog. There you go. Now last week I said I had recorded something to go onto a funeral director's website. And on my way home I thought, oh no, that bit's not right. So I'd emailed and said, can you edit that out? Well, in the end I decided to record another one at home. Yes, I am a control freak. And that took about 7 attempts as well. Oh dear. But it's done. They're happy with it. I'm happier with it. No, that's fine. Yes. It's so ridiculous, but yeah. It's been a frustrating week craft-wise. I will go through all the details at month end because I'll have a work in progress to show you, which will be part of a saga. But it's been one of those weeks where I've been unpicking something and then realised that the pattern, and it is the pattern, it's not me this time. I've checked and double checked and everything. Old Story hasn't been scaled up properly, so it's just ridiculous in terms of its proportions. So I've had to abandon that particular project and go on to something else. And one of those. But I have done some spinning. I had some fibre. This was from Demelza's Delights. Now, when I ordered the purple that I made the cowl from, that you saw last week, so I'm looking for the ball band. Oh, it's on the floor. Of course it is. If in doubt, look on the floor, Lesley. Yeah, so Demelza's Delights are a Cornish fibre company. And when I ordered the purple fibre, I ordered this because I thought it looked interesting. And you can see, I don't know if you can read those, but you can see there are a lot of different fibres. So it is 33 1/3% whiteface woodland, 33 1/3% romy, 16.6% llama and 16.6% bamboo. It's 50 grams of it. I spun a single and then I just put it through the plying bracelet and end to end plied it. So in some places we've got solid colour and in other places we've got barber pole of the two colours. So yes, I will go into full details at month end. But I'm rather pleased with it. It was quite unusual compared to other fibres that I've spun. Sometimes when you get the roving, because I tend to spin from roving, it's quite compact, and it's partly how it's been stored and prepared and that sort of thing. This was very loose, and the fibres were flying off it. After I'd been spinning, I could then kind of brush down my leg, and there'd be almost like another little piece of fibre there, a piece of yarn there, because so many fibres came off. It was very loose altogether. But pretty colours, so I need to stop wielding my niddy noddy like it's a tool. Oh, that's not bad. I thought I'd overspun it, but actually that's not too bad. So I need to soak it to set the twist, so I'll go and do that in a minute. But yeah, quite pretty pastels there. So I have an idea for something I might use it for. But once it's soaked, I'll have a look, and when I talk about it at month end, I'll hopefully say what project I have it in mind for, to finish that sentence. Badly, but at least to finish it. So it's been sunny, warm weather here, and I'm going to sit outside a pub on Friday, possibly in the rain, probably with a blanket, because I think it's going to be cold by Friday evening. But I'm meeting some friends. We haven't met face to face for quite some time. We've done a couple of Zoom meetings and things. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing them. And there's a hotel on the seafront which has a good sized balcony, so we'll be sitting out there and probably drinking tea or coffee because it's going to be a chilly evening, but that's okay. That's fine. We are, there's no bad weather, there's only inappropriate clothing. That's the mindset I'm going with. So yeah, so work-wise, it's kind of steady at the moment, certainly not busy. Had a Zoom call this morning. Family were in 2 different places, so it was just easier to do it by Zoom, so I'm writing that up. I am now visiting families again, which feels a bit weird. And when I ring to arrange an appointment, I sort of say, I'm happy to come and see you, as long as we're not a cast of thousands, because I don't want to walk into someone's sitting room and they've got like 9 people there, because that will feel a little bit unsafe. Particularly because I've only just had my 2nd jab, you know. But quite often when I go to see people, it's kind of 2-3 people maximum. And legally I'm allowed to because it's my work. So, you know, it's not like I'm breaking the law by going into people's houses. It just feels a bit odd after so long of not doing that. But it is a lot better when you're actually face to face with someone, drinking their tea, having a real conversation, rather than feeling like you're going through a process. So it's better, just a little bit scary. Oh, goodness me. So that's it for now. Wednesday, so I've got our local knit night virtual this evening. And I'll hopefully record a bit more before the end of the week. Cheers. Good morning, lovelies. It's Friday, which means it's the 14th. Hope everyone's well. As people often ask, this is my version of Floof by Skein, which I made using up some double knitting weight that was part of an inherited stash. And it was from a friend, so I call it a hug from a friend, because that's what it feels like. Hope everyone's okay. Life has turned very kind of sociable in a back to normal kind of way here. After recording the last section, himself came upstairs and said, I booked us tickets to see Eddie Izzard on Monday. And I was, this Monday? Theatres can open from this week, and Eddie Izzard is the patron of a local theatre. Lots of local connections, family from part of this area. So yeah, there's a show and we're going to see it. Having looked at the seating plan, it's normally, when there's an event like that, a theatre type, so rows of seats. It looks as if it's being done sort of cabaret style with, I don't know if they'll actually have tables, but there seem to be, the way it's set out on the map is kind of tables and a couple of chairs around, so I think that's how they're managing the social distancing. But yes, a show. Who knew that would be possible? So we shall see how it goes. It's a little bit unnerving to think you're going to be in a room with an awful lot of people, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it feels. The show is only an hour and a half long, I think. It's all a fundraiser for the theatre. Like I say, Eddie's a patron of the theatre and does a lot of work, and these events tend to be short notice. You hear about them through, you know, the local newspaper site or something like that, and then you just have to try and get tickets and hope that you do. There's not a lot of lead time to it, but it's very exciting. So what with that and sitting outside a pub tonight with friends, it's a strange new world. So I hope you're all well. I hope you're all doing okay. Yeah, grey, miserable, rainy weather here, but it's okay. It's fine. Parts of the country seem to be having an uptake. It's these variants. The one that's happening in the northwest of the UK is known as the Indian variant because that's where it was first identified. So that seems to be on a bit of a mad rush around the area at the moment. So things are happening to try and manage it, contain it. But yeah, it's going to be an up and down race against. We're always going to be catching up. I feel that we can vaccinate, and that's great. But when a new variant comes along, we're going to be playing catch up, and it's just a question of how quickly we can move. So hopefully this one will be dealt with fairly quickly. And as I said last week, you know, I appreciate that is a Western affluent problem, because there are some parts in the world where it's fairly dire, and we can only hope that things are happening, that treatments and vaccines get through quickly, because it's some of the footage that you see is fairly grim. So there's a buzzkill, considering I started off with a going out, concert, show, gig, stand up, something entertaining and funny, hopefully. Yeah, The Weeknd himself has got his second bread course, second half, so he'll be coming home with some sourdough, because they started it off last week, and the teacher was keeping it fed throughout the week for them. And I think we're promised some sweet items, so whether that'll be a brioche or some other kind of sweet leavened dough, I don't know, but I'm happy to find out at any time. But apart from that, fairly quiet weekend until Monday. How exciting. So I will attempt to take footage of outside the hotel this evening, because we'll be on the seafront, so hopefully it will be some nice footage. And I will also try and take some footage on Monday evening, because the building that the concert is in, the theatre, is a phenomenal building. It's a 1920s modernist piece, and it's one of my faves, so I'll try and get some pictures of it. But I wish you all a very happy week, a very safe week. I hope that you're able to be comfortable in whatever you're doing, and to feel safe and secure, and that you are happy and healthy. Thanks everyone, take care. Bye bye.